Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play Fallout New Vegas. I am the Doctor. Well, last time you remember we made our way into the little slice of something that is called Freeside. And we are currently standing outside the Old Mormon Fort, which is the home of the followers of the Apocalypse. And I've decided we're going to go ahead and check this place out.
I appreciate how you've been helping us so far.
Wish the followers would get me some better armor.
I'm sure that's not true, but maybe it'll feel more like talking if we meet again.
And sounds like Willow recognized an old friend.
Hey, bud. What's up? No.
Okay, yeah, well, Julie Farkas here is the lady in charge.
Morning.
Hey,
And somebody said, yeah, I think it was Beatrice there who said morning, even though we weren't standing by her. But let's talk to her first.
Howdy.
So, who are you?
I've been around a while. Currently working for the followers as a gun for hire, but it's getting rather dull. Aside from protecting them from the occasional thug looking to intercept supply shipments, there isn't much to do around here. The one researcher I liked who I could chat up about liquor got transferred, and the rest of the docs are pretty uptight about my kind of fun.
So, what are you doing with the followers? Although you just told me that.
I joined up looking for a decent paying job. Granted, the pay's all right, but they won't let me kick back and slog a brew at the end of the day. They're worried the filthy drunkies in detox seeing me drink will cause an immediate relapse. I say their rehab effort here is just a revolving door.
Bet you've seen a lot over the years.
I've been around long enough to observe the patterns of human behavior. Physical and mental anguish are especially exciting to explore.
That's a bit cryptic, Beatrice.
Hey, who doesn't enjoy a little pinch and squeal every once in a while?
Let's talk about something else.
What do you have in mind?
Got any advice?
Longing makes the heart grow fonder. But I've always been a fan of hog-tying my lovers to make sure they can't escape.
Alright, I had some questions.
And I may have answers.
Tell me about Freeside.
What starts in misery tends to stay there. Freeside wasn't Freeside until 6 or 7 years ago. That's when Mr. House's robots rolled out of the Lucky 38 and started pushing everyone who wouldn't join him off the strip. Lots of folks died. Some scattered to the winds. The rest wound up in Freeside and seemed never to lose the habit of living like refugees.
What about the Kings?
What about them? Pretty much the sort of gang you'd find anywhere else, just with better clothes. The king himself, though, he's got that something special you can't put a finger on. Too bad he likes girls with skin.
What's your opinion of Mr. House?
Before or after the human race shot itself in the foot? I've been around long enough to have both opinions, see. Before the war, Mr. House was a famous captain of industry. Robotics, to be specific, seemed charming in interviews, until he became a recluse. Since the war, though, didn't make a peep for near 200 years. But when he came back strong and killed a lot of people.
What do you think of the NCR?
I reckon they care about getting water and electricity from the dam, and that's where it ends. The locals here are just an inconvenience to them, something to step over or stomp down. They're here for the resources, plain and simple.
What do you know about the Grand Graphs?
Couple of rad scorpions, those two. Gloria is the stable one, but she'd slit your throat if there's a profit in it. Or rather, she'd tell her brother to do it for her. John Baptiste is one of the sicker humans I've had the displeasure of observing.
And what do you think of the followers of the Apocalypse?
I don't know how they do it. They're like saints, those followers. If they didn't charge for their services, I'd think they was crazy. But nah, they're just naive. Warms their heart.
Alright.
What did you want?
And any advice?
Feed a man for free, and he'll be back asking for more. Feed a man a bullet, you won't hear from him again.
That's very Terry Pratchett, who once said, "Build a man a fire, you warm him for a night. Set a man on fire, you warm him for the rest of his life."
Time you enjoy wasting isn't wasted time.
And that's
Yep.
pretty much all we can get out of her for the moment. And
Hey. Medicine's running low again.
it usually is. But I think that's almost everybody we can talk to here, apart from Julie. And you'll note, you remember those 3 people that we saved from the slave pens at the Legion camp at Cottonwood Cove?
Thank you. We never would have escaped without your help.
I can't ever thank you enough for saving me and mine. We're free now.
Well,
Thank you so much for freeing me.
this is where they come after you rescue them, so nice bit of continuity there. And here's somebody else to talk to.
Thank you for coming. Let's talk about that robot.
Oh, that's right, we completely forgot about the Eddie quest and all of this. What are you going to do with it?
First, I'm going to pull off whatever log data I can. Then I'll use some of the tech around here to upgrade its weapon systems. Shouldn't be more than a few days' work.
And then why don't you want the Brotherhood to have it? Can you tell me about the followers? Should be capitalized.
There are plenty of people here to talk to you about us and our mission. Let's get to brass tacks and talk about that robot.
What would you like it for?
I've heard through our channels that it has some research that may be related to Enclave and Poseidon energy technology. I'd like to get what I can from it and use that data for the good of humanity. All of humanity, unlike the Brotherhood.
No arguments here.
Thank you. I'll get it back to you as soon as I can with the upgraded weapon systems.
Alright, well, fade to black, and let's see, followers guard, a gambler, another gambler.
Morning.
Alright, well, go ahead and talk to Julie, the doctor with the mohawk.
Are you here to drop off medical supplies? Leave them with the rest in the middle of the courtyard.
And yeah, we did promise to ask about Jerry the punk, too, didn't we? I met a kid who's unsatisfied with the life of the Great Khans. Will you take him on as a follower?
We're always looking for new members. Does he have any particular talent?
Oh, he's a poet. Kind of. Well, we'll be more charitable. He's obviously a bright, sensitive soul who loves literature.
Excellent. Ezekiel's been after me to find him a new assistant for ages. Tell the boy we'll take him.
Anyway, things seem pretty rough here in Freeside.
More than rough. It's a damn mess. Freeside townies are constantly picking fights with NCR civilians. Thugs and thieves are always looking for a victim, and the local families are just sitting back making caps on the mess. Freeside is in dire need, but no one has been man enough to step up. The followers can only do so much to stem the tide.
Is there anything I can do to help?
There is always something needing done. A few souls here in Freeside could be great assets to the community if they'd kick their addictions. We need a regular supply of medicine organized, but the Crimson Caravan wants too many caps for what we need. Lastly, tensions between the townies and NCR tourists have been going downhill fast lately. A lot of innocent people will get hurt if things blow up.
You said something about helping addicts.
Yes, old Bill Ronte and Jacob Hoff. They're not going to kick their habits on their own.
Well, tell me about Bill.
Old Bill Ronte is an exceptionally skilled machinist. He could fix the problems we've been having with Freeside's water pump, if he sobered up.
And tell me about Jacob.
The Garretts hooked Jacob on chems when he was working for them. Ironic, since he used to homebrew detox chems. He's a natural chemist.
Where should I start looking?
In Freeside, the drunks and drug addicts flock in and around the Atomic Wrangler. I'd start there.
Alright, I'll see what I can do to help them.
Sobering them up and putting them back to work would go a long way toward helping Freeside. What do you want to talk about?
Now, something else. You said you need medical supplies.
Rates of injury and illness in Freeside are very high. Supplies don't last long.
What do you need?
Med-X, Radaway, and Fixer are Freeside essentials. I can't pay you for any supplies you bring in, but I could discount the charge for our services.
Seems like you're going to stay supplied, not just wherever I can grab.
So far, the Crimson Caravan won't cut us a deal. If you can convince them or some other merchant to work with us, I'll discount supplies to you.
Which merchants might be willing to make a deal?
You might ask around at Mick and Ralph's, or go see the Garretts, though I suspect they're too busy poisoning Freeside to help it out.
Got yourself a deal.
Just come see me when you've got some supplies to turn in. What do you want to talk about?
Alright, and finally, if I want to calm things down in Freeside, where would I start?
The big man around here is the king. Not much happens in Freeside that he doesn't know about. He has the most influence locally, and some of his crew haven't helped the situation by harassing NCR citizens and charging double for water. Some NCR soldiers have been bringing in supplies, but none of it is going to Freeside locals. I've tried to speak to both sides to no avail.
And do you sell medical supplies?
We're pretty short-handed as it is, but I suppose I could spare a few items.
And yes, we can totally do this to buy Rad-X and Radaway to give back to her, but we're not going to do that because that would just not be in the spirit of things. We will, however, totally buy all their stim packs. And I do have some things to drop off.
Great.
I have some
How
Med-X.
much do you...
I'll go and donate 3.
Thanks.
And we'll donate 3 Radaway. And we have more Radaway.
How much? How much? Thanks.
They'll only take 10 of each.
Good to hear. Oh, by the way, I got a shipment of magazines from home I'd be willing to sell if you're interested.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Take a look.
And same inventory as before, but we have a physician's. I'll take 1 of each just to be safe. And just out of curiosity, yeah, what you give her does not actually go into the supply. And go ahead and talk about Freeside. What's all this fuss about the water pump?
Bill Ronte installed that pump a few years ago, back when he was sober. It was a major improvement for the community. But lately, the Kings have started charging locals to use it, and NCR squatters twice as much. That'll come to no good.
Who are the Kings?
They've been Freeside's gang for the past 5 years or so, ever since Mr. House and his 3 families pushed everyone else out of Vegas. They've done a lot of good for the community, but that seems to be changing. The flood of NCR squatters has been an affront to them. I guess that explains the situation with the water pump. Usually, the King wouldn't let his crew bully folks around like that.
Alright, what do you know about Rick, Mick, and Ralph?
I know they sell a lot of guns, as if that's what Freeside needs. I hear Mick handles the guns. No idea what Ralph does.
Alright, tell me about the Van Graffs.
Oh, them. They sell energy weapons, which are very popular with better-heeled prospectors looking to explore the wastes. Stay clear of them. Brother and sister are both psychopaths, though at least Gloria is rational. Jean-Baptiste likes killing.
And the Atomic Wrangler?
A den of iniquity. The Garretts do more than their share to keep the locals drunk or high enough to stay lazy. Their thugs, on the other hand, they keep wired on chems to stay dangerous. What is it with Freeside and brother-sister psychopath teams?
And that is all that we can get apart from a description of what this place is, so...
The Old Mormon Fort serves as the regional hub for the followers of the Apocalypse. I am the administrator for this region.
What do you do here?
The followers of the Apocalypse aren't just interested in research. We care for our fellow man and do everything we can to help humanity. Here in Freeside, we provide food and medical services for those in need. We also have organized reconstruction efforts. With the help of Bill Ronte, we were able to install a water pump just west of here, but the Kings quickly took control of the pump.
And who are the followers of the Apocalypse?
We arose from the boneyards of Edidum years ago. Since then, we have made it our mission to rebuild the wasteland and re-educate its inhabitants. We hope to forge a brave new world free of war and poverty by sharing knowledge and resources. Our primary goal is the free exchange of ideas.
Oh, you're a bunch of hippies.
What do you want to talk?
Alright, well that's all we can get from Julie at the moment. But we are now liked by the followers of the Apocalypse, which makes me wonder what we were before. And, yeah, one more person I think we can talk to here.
What's up?
And you'll note this guy has a laser gun, and if he sounds a bit familiar, that's because he's voiced by Zachary Levi, Shazam himself. Although I think he was more famous for Chuck when he recorded this role, but anyway.
Hi. If you're looking for medical help, try the other doctors. I'm just a researcher, not even a particularly good one.
What kind of research?
Oh, you know, finding alternative treatments for common illnesses and injuries, stim packs out of barrel cacti, and other fantastic improbabilities. As far as fruitless wastes of time go, it's quite noble in its aims.
You don't sound very enthusiastic about it.
I'm enthusiastic about helping people, but nihil novi sub sole.
Isn't that the language that the Legion speaks?
Caesar can cite Cato to suit his purpose. Many people have spoken Latin. Some of them were quite pleasant. It's unfortunate that the language is now associated with the gentleman across the river.
Do you know much about Caesar?
I don't know anything that the others couldn't tell you. Caesar was one of the followers, before my time, of course. He wanted to rebuild the new world in the image of the old. A sad story of good intentions gone bad. In that regard, he's hardly unique. If you set aside his leadership capabilities, extensive knowledge, and ruthless cunning, he's just another jerk who steps on people to get his way.
Where'd you learn that?
Not from the Legion, if that's what you're getting at. Books, sheet music, gladiator movie holotapes, bits and pieces here and there. The followers have extensive libraries, but we all draw water from the same old well. Even Caesar.
So why do you do research instead of medical assistants?
Not all followers are people persons. Besides, someone needs to do research. I have no problem with Julie sticking me back here. Out of sight, out of mind. There are worse things one can be, though I do admit it is a bit boring. Though it has a noble goal, I don't think this research will yield much fruit. No pun intended.
And we can invite him to come with us.
No offense intended, but why should I go anywhere with you?
Things are bad around here and I'd like to make a difference. I want you to help me.
That seems appropriately resolute and yet vague. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and go with you, but let me be clear about something. If you plan to help Caesar's Legion, this is going to be a brief relationship. I may not have all the answers for how to fix Freeside's problems, but Caesar taking control isn't part of the solution. Fair?
Fair enough.
As the old saying goes, two's company, but three's a small army. Okay, I'm paraphrasing a bit, but you get the idea.
So yes, we can't take him with us, but you can recruit Arcade as a companion. And I never played much with him the first few times I played through this. He's not a bad companion, he does have an interesting side quest, but even though he does hate the Legion, just never really gelled with me as much as Cass and Veronica and Boone. Anyway, there's a few other people we can talk to here. Although Roy seems to be asleep. And And none of them seem to be stirring because I think we have to get another quest hook elsewhere before we can talk to them. But yeah, that is the followers' camp in a nutshell. And I think we have just enough time to head back to the cons, grab Jerry, and get him back here. And while we're at it, we'll see how Jack is doing on the drug lab and see if he has some stuff we could purchase. And Anders is still limping along.
Hey, what's up?
And yeah, he does not actually have any Radex, Radaway, or... Well, we got the Radaway already, I think, but we can go ahead and grab everything else that might be useful.
Another satisfied customer.
Bit of a walk, isn't it?
Oh, no, that's terrible. What?
Fars have agreed to take you. Head on over to the old Mormon fort.
You did? Oh, that's great. Thank you. I'm out of this crummy camp.
And hey, that leveled us. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and start buffing up survival so I can eventually get that one other drug achievement for Jack. So with that done, I think we'll hit all of our regular vendors up and see if we can get all the drugs we need from here.
You looking to buy some supplies?
As such, yes I am. Yeah, no Radaway.
Another satisfied customer. Take it easy.
Let's see, what was that I was supposed to be getting? Well, we'll go ahead and set the quest to that.
You looking to buy some supplies?
Yeah, because we got the Radaway, but now I'm totally blanking on what the other two were. One stim packs. You know, we'll go ahead and check with
Take it easy now.
the doctor. The other doctor. Because it is actually worth our trouble to run down all these supplies.
How are you holding on?
And, well, as long as I'm here.
How are you holding on?
And drone drugs apart from Rad-X, but you know what? We can totally afford it at this point. And I'm going to need the stim pack sooner or later anyway. Oh, Med-X, that was one of them. But, you know, he's a simple country doctor. So we will go ahead and check out New Vegas Medical Clinic. Because I know they've got the good stuff.
You're back. Because...
And yeah, they have a curious amount of power armor. Because guess who I sold all of my junk to off camera last time? Okay, so Med-X, we got 8 there. At a ridiculous discount. And they are shockingly low on stim packs at the moment, but that's because I stocked up here recently. And as long as we're by the Crimson Caravan office, we might as well stop by here and see if maybe we can get them to help out. But then again, we're trying to bring about their downfall, and Cass threatened to shoot the people in charge of Crimson Caravan if she ever saw them. So let's head back to Freeside instead.